Watch the tape. What'd you think?
We got better. First half, we did a lot of really good things. We were good on third down. I think we were 8 of 11 in the first half. Had more explosive plays than we've had all year. We had 9. You know, we'd like more than that, but we still had 9. And you know, on third downs, guys made some plays. Sean did a nice job, Ricardo early on, especially that first drive. I think we had 3 or 4 conversions. And so we started well, had good tempo, had a lot of plays. We'd like to have finished, you know, 1 or 2 of those drives with 6 points instead of a field goal, and then did a nice job executing and getting some points right before half. The thing was in the third quarter, we were 0 for 3 on third down. I mean, it's as simple as that. It was 3 third downs that, you know, one, we could have caught the ball. I think Ricardo could have made a catch. The second one, they brought a good pressure, but we had 2 backs ready to pick it up, and we had 2 guys on 1. If we pick that up, you can see Melvin's running wide open for what would have not only been a first down, but a big explosive play if we made the throw and catch. And then the third one, you know, we had Ricardo on the end cut, and him and Sean just got to make that play. Sean could have made a better throw. And so those were 3 times that, you know, we go 4 plays, I think, the first drive, 3 and out the next 2. And we weren't on the field in the third quarter, and it was our own fault. And fortunately for us, our defense held them some field goals, and then we were able to put a really good drive together when we needed one, you know, in the fourth quarter. And,
was the play when they both about the same guy, was that the sack?
Yes. Yeah, we gave up a sack, and we had enough guys for it. And, you know, it's just we got better. By no means have we reached where we need to be, but we got better. There was, I think, at times we looked like the Auburn offense we want to be. It's just now got to become more and more consistent, and a lot of the little detailed things that, you know, keep you from converting a third down, keep you from not having a sack, you know, allow you to convert on third down and 4 when you're trying to put the game away instead of get to 4th and half a yard. We just got to get better at it if we want to continue to win.
At this point, after 3 straight starts for Sean, is he your starter going forward?
I think it's safe to say he'll probably start the game Saturday. But
what have you noticed his progression, especially that first half?
Yeah, well, you know, I think we want to be aggressive and give him guys a chance to make plays, and he did that. I think he made some really good decisions and really good throws, and even when it was kind of covered, he put the ball in positions where Ricardo or somebody could go up and make a play on the ball. You know, I think he had the one decision on a ball and a naked down the goal line that should have been intercepted. That's really probably the only, you know, poor decision with the football I thought he made, and I thought his ball security was much better. And I think he's just getting more and more confident. So it's something we can build on.
Are you seeing someone to step up alongside Ricardo, you know, those intermediate routes,
yeah.
deep routes?
Well, you know, I thought Marcus Davis looked as explosive as he's looked in a while the other night, even on some short throws and a big third down conversion across the middle. He caught it, tight turn, got the first down. That looked like the Marcus Davis of old, and so he looked very explosive and healthy, and that was good. I thought Tony, while the catch didn't stand, he had another catch, things that maybe you did or didn't see. He blocked very physically on the perimeter. So it was good to see. You know, we talked about him going to get some opportunities, and he was just a fraction away from making a huge play. I thought he took some steps in the right direction. Then we got Jason and got involved a little bit. And again, it's like I said last week, we got to be a good team offense. I'm not going to say Rick's going to catch 7 balls for 150 yards every week. Maybe he will, but it's just the way the game kind of went. But I thought that when the ball was thrown to the guys, for the most part, they did a good job of making plays.
Rhett, did you like whatever Sean or one of your backs kind of kept you on schedule in the first half on first down? I mean, I think you only had 2 or 3 third downs that were over 7 yards. I mean,
right.
It seemed like you were always on schedule.
Which makes life a lot easier. We had, I know, a 3rd and 4 and a 3rd and 6 on that first drive. I think we had 1 3rd and 8, the first one, and then it was 3rd down and goal from the 1, I think, the other one. So there's no question, 3rd down and 6 or less, your odds go way up. And you know, defenses they play a little different too. And again, in the 3rd quarter, there was a couple self-inflicted things on the 1st and 2nd downs, and then we were in 3rd and long situations, and then we just didn't execute and convert.
Anything maybe with Brock Thomas and his injury?
You know, it just tends to be the same thing, kind of nagging him over and over again. So, you know, he was out there tonight, and we'll just kind of see how he goes this week, and hopefully he'll be ready to contribute.
How about the progress carry-on's made? You feel he's doing some of the nuanced things better now?
Yeah, you know, I think you tend to see him do more and more. He's playing, you know, at some receiver, playing in the backfield. He's still doing the Wildcat stuff. I thought he played tough. You know, he got hit pretty hard one time, and he shook it off and stayed in there, and made a couple good third down conversions for us as well. So he's a guy that will continue to be more involved.
Seems like he plays a lot of passion, a lot of spirit.
He does. He's a football player. He's got great instincts. You know, there's some guys, you teach them certain things one time and they get it, and they just naturally know how to do it. He's one of those guys. You know, we made a concerted effort Thursday night to get him on the field more, and we did, and I think that was good for us.
Looking at the Arkansas Red, I think they're the best rush defense in the conference. So just what are your initial review of Arkansas? Really
good, and I think Rob Smith is as good as there is in our league. He's, you know, I don't know if there's anybody really to compare him to, but they're simple, but they're really good at what they do. And there's something to be said for that. They know their defense inside and out. They play with great fundamentals. They tackle great as a unit. And they play extremely hard. That's something when you turn the tape on, you just see how hard they play. I mean, you think something's there and it closes up quick and in a hurry. And they just play with great passion. I think they're pretty solid up front. I think Brooks Ellis is a very solid linebacker that kind of runs the show and leads things for them, and they do a good job on the back end with their coverages of really making you earn everything you get, and that's their style and that's their philosophy. They're going to make you earn everything, and so you've got to execute at a high level consistently to move the ball against them. So, you know, again, they've played some pretty good teams so far, and they've held them in check pretty good. So that's, again, why I said we've got to be a lot better than we were even Thursday night if we want to consistently score some points.
Rhett, on the 4th and 1 late in the game, you know, what is your kind of job, or what are you thinking about at that point? You know, is it, I'm trying to convince Gus I think we can get it, I'm going to go for it, or if he tells me we're going for it, I'm thinking about what we're going to do?
Well, it's just we dialed up for a second. We even brought Will in on it, and we're just coach was deciding what he wanted to do, and you know, we kind of had in our mind if we were going to go for it, what the play would be. And I think coach just kind of went back and forth and thought they had no timeouts. And if you punt them down there, I think it just felt like our defense would make the plays. And it was the right call. I mean, there's no question about it. You're always tempted. You want to go for it there because you know if you can get that half a yard, which you think you can, you know, then the game's over. But if you don't, you give them the ball on the plus side of the field, and a field goal ties it, a touchdown wins it. And so he made the right call, and our defense came up big for us.
Gus was obviously very excited when he won that game, more so than normal.
Yeah.
It was kind of good for you to see him that way and have
We,
him go.
we were all pretty excited.
Yeah,
and that's an SEC road win against a team that had been playing really well. Again, you know, we still left some things out there, but I think we got better. And I think our guys played hard as a unit together, and it was fun to watch them celebrate in the locker room afterwards, no doubt.
Did you see that carry over to practice today?
Today?
That enthusiasm?
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt that, you know, the best thing to getting better is getting a win, and the hardest thing to overcome is a loss. And so, you know, guys, they get a day or two off Friday and Saturday. That also helps. But I think they know, hey, we're 2-0 in October. We're going to play a really good football team that's played a really tough schedule so far. I mean, they played some good people. So they know we're going to have to play our best game to date on the road Saturday morning.
Yeah, what have you seen out of Sean from a leadership standpoint now, 3 games in? He looked like one of those guys, that first game kind of grabbed everybody's attention by how hard he played. How have you seen him kind of settle into the role?
Well, yeah, I think he's just being him. He competes so hard. He plays hard. He's tough. He'll stand in there and take a hit. I think the guys see that. There's still a little bit of him worrying about making sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But I have seen some things even on the sidelines going down the line to the linemen and receivers and trying to encourage guys or whatnot, whatever the situation calls for. So I think that's a role that you hope a guy continues to grow in the more and more he plays.
How well do you know Barry Lunning Jr.?
Know him very well. You know, I remember when I was really young watching him tear the state apart at Fort Smith Southside when he was playing for his dad. And then I watched him when I was young when he was playing for Arkansas. I believe he was the first quarterback to beat Alabama, and that was a big deal at the time. Had a really good career. He goes on, he actually offered me my first scholarship. He was at the University of Tulsa. He was the quarterback coach there when he was working for Keith Burns. So we go back quite a ways, know his dad really well. Great family, great people.
How do you guys still talk these days, I'm sure?
We will sometimes off season. We'll shoot some texts here or there, see each other on the road. I haven't talked to him since the season started. I'm sure I'll see him at the game, and you know, again, that's his school. He's got a lot of passion. He's done a really good job for him, I know, in recruiting too in the state. So, really good guy, good ball coach.
Rhett, you use the unbalanced line a lot, and you also played Robert left at the tight end.
Yep.
I think that worked for you guys.
I think it was good. You know, we did a little bit against San Jose State. You know, the thing with Kentucky, they were going to outnumber you. I mean, that's just the way their scheme is and the way they're built and what they're doing with their personnel. So when you were going to run the football, you had to have some longer edges. It just would have been, it was tough when you were in other sets to do that. And then we knew we were going to have to throw the football, and we made some plays doing that. But I think Robert's done a good job the last 2 weeks, and you know, we feel like we can get some of our better players on the field.
How's the offensive line coming along?
You know, the good thing we've had so far, with the exception, I know Avery had to miss game 2, we've had good continuity. And we're doing some things really good. And I just think that they're making a slow, steady progression, as we are. And that's going to have to continue, because the guys we're about to start playing up front are going to get better. But they're doing a good job, all being on the same page. And we're just going to have to be real physical and real tough and dirty, like Auburn likes it, the rest of the way.
Rhett, I know that in the past, homecoming kind of games for coaches or players,
Yeah.
you guys try to downplay some of that, but I know 2 years ago was pretty significant, especially for Gus, because he hadn't won there the previous 3 trips back.
Yeah.
I think, remembering back to that, just how important was that? Because that was something that was said privately among many of you, just how important that was significantly.
Yeah, I think that was the 3rd time he'd been there. It was only the 2nd time I'd been back, and we hadn't won, so it was good to get a win. But everybody does always try to make some of it. Yeah, it's where we're from. I went to school there. I mean, you always want to, you know, put your best foot forward when you go back, quote, home. You know, again, we just want to get another SEC win, and that's the honest truth. You know, we will have more family and friends at that game, you know, than most on the road, but it was good to get a win that time, because we were actually getting rolling and we were in the hunt.
As good as Sean played on it, how did Jeremy handle the decision? Because obviously so much was spoken in the last couple of weeks. How did he handle it?
He handled it really well. I mean, he really did. He's getting better. He's competing. He's fighting. I've been really proud of what he's been doing. And, you know, again, he prepared just like Sean did, ready to play the game. We got 2 guys that we got to be able to win with. This is a tough league, and you never know if a guy gets nicked up or something, or what the situation calls for. So he's done really well. And again, like I've said before, those 2 guys get along great, and they pull for each other.
Did the bye week allow you to kind of figure out your personnel a little bit? Because I know in that first half you were kind of rolling and you weren't substituting a whole lot.
Yeah.
Plays
Yeah, I think it helped us know what direction we for sure need to go and how we need to play to have a chance to win games and be the best we can be. And again, I don't think our tempo was poor in the second half. We were 0 for 3 on 3rd down, 3rd quarter, and that makes it hard to get going. But that's a good question, and I agree.
A couple players said that they
Last
were
one.
still hearing from Duke and just kind of, you know, well wishes, and they're wishing him luck. I mean, have you heard from him? And if so, how's he doing?
I haven't talked to him since that day, but you know, hey, everybody still, he was one of their teammates. They love him, and I know he's pulling for them.